Hello everyone, I am Mrs. Potts and this is my family, and we're going to start with a little song.
We three kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse afar. Field and fountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star.
Now that verse, some of the things in that verse are true, but some of the things in that verse might not be true. So our question for today is, how did the wise men know that Jesus had been born? Now the wise men were a group that was called the Magi, and they probably were not kings actually. They probably were astronomers, which means a star expert. And they probably were advisors to kings, so they worked for different kings, but they probably weren't kings themselves. There were three what? When we talk about the kings, we talk about
Three wise men.
Three wise men, three kings. Here's, like in most of the nativity scenes, here's one for you. Here's one for you. And one for you.
Thank you. You don't.
Oh, and even, see, we've even got another nativity set here that's also got one.
No, that's mine.
Two, that's okay. Two.
No, this is hers. This is hers.
Oh, three. So three. But you know what? We don't know that there were three wise men. We know that there were three what? What are they holding?
Three presents. Like
Three presents. Yeah, that's what the Bible tells us, is that there were three presents. But we don't know for sure that there were three wise men. There might have been a whole bunch of wise men, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it could be. Well, the three wise men, or the many wise men,
The wise guys.
we're not even sure that they came from, they said they saw the star in the, what direction?
East.
East. So you kind of would assume that they were in the,
West.
but that might not be true either. You know why? The word for east in Greek is Anatoli. Anatoli. And you know what it means?
Far.
No, it means rising of light.
Oh.
So if the star was rising, it could have been that it was rising in the west. Let me show you a map here quick.
That'd be so. Wait, like the sun?
Well, the sun usually rises in the east, so that's why we think, when we say east, we think of a direction. But the word east itself, Anatoli, actually means rising of light.
Oh.
So this is Arabia here. Whoops, it would help if I had my map the right way. This is Arabia here, and it goes under and around Judea. Can you guys see that there?
Yeah, that's pretty big.
So they could have come from over here in the west, and they could have come to the star, or they could have come from the east and could have come over here.
Did they come
People-
from up here?
They could have come from up there. We don't really know. The Bible doesn't really say. So they could have come from anywhere. Isn't that so interesting?
Yeah.
Okay, so we know that they were star experts. We don't know where they came from. We don't know how many of them there were. We do know that there were three gifts. And in the Bible passage that you just read for today, it said that they saw the star as soon as it rose. And when did it rise?
After Jesus was born.
Right away when Jesus was born. That's right. So they got together, and I think they'd been waiting for this for a while, and they were ready. They were prepared, and they saw this star, and they knew, because they were star experts, they knew this was no normal star. It was not a regular star. And they traveled to the capital of the Jewish kingdom at that time, which was, does anybody know?
Judea?
No,
Jerusalem.
And they thought everybody was going to know this. They thought that everyone would know that the star was there and that there was a king that had been born. And so they walked into Jerusalem. They were like, okay, where is he? But guess what? Not everybody knew. But who wanted to talk to him right away?
Herod.
Herod. And he was a bad man. So he took them secretly because he didn't want other people to know about this. And you're going to find out more about that in a couple days. So I won't spoil the secret there. But he didn't want other people to know about this. So they followed this star, and it was not an ordinary star. What did it do? Did it just stay in one spot?
No, it moved.
It moved. When they moved, it moved.
But then it stopped.
It did stop. It stopped over Jerusalem when they got there. And then where did it travel to?
Bethlehem.
Bethlehem, that's right.
Wait, but why did it go to Jerusalem?
Because, well, maybe it was in Bethlehem and then it traveled to Jerusalem, but it was moving. It was not a regular star. And you know how you can tell that it was totally not a regular star? How do regular stars rise and set? Where do they rise and where do they set?
They don't.
They do.
I forgot.
They rise in the east and set in the west.
Oh, like
Which direction do they definitely not move?
Up and down.
North and south.
Oh,
But
yeah.
get this. So this is going to be crazy. I'm going to show the people at home first, and I'm going to show you guys. So this is my map again. This one's a little bit bigger. So here is Jerusalem, and here is Bethlehem. That is definitely
Up and down.
south.
Wait, what?
It's
This is Bethlehem. This is Jerusalem. This is Bethlehem.
Oh.
So it went
That's
from north
To
to
south.
south.
Like, normally it would go like this.
It would go east to west.
That's weird.
Okay,
So
that's
it was
crazy.
not a normal star.
And wait,
At
can
all.
I tell?
No,
can I
no,
tell
no,
people
no, not right now.
something?
No,
They
not
also
right now,
moved.
Nathan. You can tell us later, okay? So Mary and Joseph were living in a house in Bethlehem. And the Bible says that when the star got over that house, it stopped. This was no normal star. Like nothing that anybody had ever seen before or since. Now, if you've been paying attention to the news, they've been saying that there's going to be a special thing that happens on December 21st. And that's going to be where two planets, Saturn and Jupiter, come really close together. And this has happened before in history. It doesn't usually happen in December, and it doesn't usually happen at Christmas time. This is the first time in about 800 years that that's happened, where they've come really close together and really close to Earth, and in December. They won't come together like this again for another 80 years, or 60 years, I'm sorry, until 2080. And even then, it's going to happen in May. It's not going to happen at Christmas time. So this is going to be really cool. So if you can go out and look on December 21st and see these two planets come close together, and you know what it's going to look like?
A star.
It's going to look like a star. It's going to look like a double planet. It's going to be huge, and it's going to be a big light in the sky. Just like at Christmas time, there was a big light in the sky. And it was at the darkest time of the year. And it's going to be at the darkest time of our year. And we've had kind of a dark year this year, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
But that reminds us that there's going to be light. Jesus is with us. And there's light in a dark world.
This could be the end of the world.
Well, we sure enjoyed sharing with you about the Christmas star today, or the Star of Bethlehem. Let's sing the last verse, or the refrain of We Three Kings. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Thank you, everybody.